The pounding on my apartment door shattered the midnight silence like thunder in a clear sky, jolting me from sleep on what should have been the quiet end to my 28th birthday. My heart raced before my eyes even adjusted to the red glow of the alarm clock, 12:47 a.m. Through the peephole, I saw him, Richard Hayes, my stepfather. His face twisted in drunken fury, fists hammering the wood until the frame groaned. And behind him, my mother, Susan, just standing there, pale as a ghost, her lips moving soundlessly in the hallway light. "Mom?" I whispered through the door, my voice cracking. "What's going on?" No answer from her, just that frozen stare, like she'd already checked out of her own body. Richard's slurred roar cut through. "Emily, open this damn door. You think you can poison her against me?" I fumbled for my phone, dialing 911 with trembling fingers. But before the call connected, the door buckled under his boot. One kick, two on the third. It flew open, splintering wood across my living room floor. He stormed in, 6 feet 3 inches of rage and muscle, reeking of whiskey and old grudges. The same build that once made Mom feel safe after Dad's death. I backed away, my bare feet crunching on the debris, pleading, "Richard, please, just leave." But he lunged, slapping the phone from my hand. It skittered under the couch, the dispatcher's distant voice echoing faintly. "8 years I put up with you," he snarled, grabbing my wrist and twisting it behind my back. The pain shot through me like fire, but it was nothing compared to the betrayal burning in my chest as I glanced at the doorway. Mom was still there, not moving, not screaming for help, just watching, her eyes wide but empty, like a bystander at a car wreck she could have prevented. "You ungrateful bitch. Trying to steal my wife with your little letters." His grip tightened, yanking upward. I heard the pop before I felt it, my shoulder dislocating. A white-hot agony that dropped me to my knees, screaming. Through the tears, I saw her flinch, but she didn't step forward, didn't say a word. Her silence screamed louder than my pain, echoing the years she'd chosen him over me. With my good hand, I hit the emergency button on my smartwatch. SOS sent. Location shared. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing closer. Richard released me, spitting. "You're just like your worthless father, weak." He backed toward the door as red and blue lights flashed through the windows. "This ain't over, Emily. You've ruined everything." My vision blurred, darkness creeping in. But the last image burned into my mind was Mom's face, not horrified, not rushing to my side, just vacant, like she'd abandoned us both long ago. The cops burst in as I blacked out, their voices muffled in the haze. One thought looped in my fading consciousness. The woman who'd raised me had stood by while he broke me. Again. That betrayal cut deeper than any bone he could snap. Waking in the hospital bed, the morphine dulled the edges, but couldn't erase the memories flooding back like a dam breaking. I was 10 when Dad died, lung cancer. Swift and unforgiving. 1 month he's coaching my little league team in our Seattle suburb. The next, gone. Leaving Mom shattered and me clinging to his old baseball glove for comfort. She met Richard at the credit union 6 months later, handling Dad's accounts. He was the loan officer, tall, polished, with a flashy watch and a smile that promised stability. He swept us off our feet with dinners at fancy steakhouses, ordering in that confident way that made Mom blush. "Your mom needs someone strong," he told me early on, as we walked his boat at the marina. "She's been through hell, let me take the wheel." I tried to believe it. Hell, I wanted to. He paid for my braces, drove me to school in his BMW, even showed up at my middle school play with balloons. When he proposed on our family vacation, I was the flower girl in their backyard wedding. But the cracks showed slow. like rot spreading under fresh paint. First, he convinced Mom to quit her receptionist job. Why bust your ass when I've got us covered? Then the merged finances. It's smarter this way, trust me. Subtle digs at her friends. Linda's fun. But she's got that negative vibe. Maybe find folks who lift you up. I was 14 the first time I heard him yell. 15 when I spotted the bruise on her arm. Mottled like a bad storm. She claimed she bumped the counter. 16 when he gripped her shoulder at Thanksgiving. Hard enough to make her wince. All because she corrected his story about some work deal. You're mixing it up, Susie, he said smoothly, while his fingers dug in. I confronted her alone in the garage one rainy afternoon. Mom, this isn't right. We can leave. She froze, oil rag in hand. Emily. Honey, marriages are complicated. Richard's stressed from the promotion. He loves us. Dad never, your father's gone. Her eyes shattered me. Richard provides everything, the house. Your college savings. Where would we go without him? That's when it hit. He'd stripped her bare. Piece by piece. Until she was a shell convinced she needed his cage to survive. I started logging it all, snapped pics of her marks when she wasn't looking. Voice memos of his rants through thin walls. A hidden notebook detailing every flare-up. Thought it'd wake her. But she knew. She saw it all and stayed. Eyes glazing over like she'd numbed herself to the poison. The night before I left for college, Richard cornered me in the hall. Think you're clever, kid? But once you're gone, who's watching her back? The threat hung like smoke. I was 18. Armed with a scholarship to the University of Washington. I chose escape. Hating myself for leaving her behind. In therapy later, I learned the labels: coercive control, isolation, emotional abuse. I could diagnose it in my social work classes. But fixing it? You can't force someone to see their own chains. Richard's reach followed me. Random calls at night. Cryptic emails from burner accounts. He crashed my undergrad graduation. Lurking in the crowd, just supporting my stepkid, he told campus security with that oily grin. Mom faded further with each visit home, smaller, quieter, scripted. Until 3 weeks ago. When I mailed that letter, my final plea. If you're ready to leave, my door's open. You don't have to live like this. I should have known it'd ignite him. Men like Richard don't lose grip, they crush harder. The morphine haze cleared enough for reality to slam back. Lying there, shoulders strapped. I replayed it, her standing there, doing nothing. The nurse said cops had Richard in custody, assault. Vienny. But Mom? In the waiting room. Wringing her hands. Michael, my boyfriend of 4 years, arrived first. Eyes red from the drive. He'd met me in a psych elective. Stuck around through my walls. She's out there. Wants to see you. I nodded. Steeling myself. Mom shuffled in. Avoiding my gaze. Emily. He said if I moved, he'd make it worse. He had a gun in the car, threatened us both. You could have yelled. Called for help. Anything but watch. My voice broke. You've been watching for years. She crumpled. I'm scared. Without him. I'm nothing, no job. No money. You've got me. I've begged you to leave. Tears streamed. I love you. But love? It felt hollow. Twisted by her choices. She left. And I knew, saving her meant breaking him first. No more waiting for her to wake up. I'd dismantle his empire myself. Detective Larson visited next, a veteran with a no bullshit stare. Your watch audio nailed it. We got him dead to rights. But your mom. She's not cooperating. Says it was a misunderstanding. Of course. Trauma bonds run deep. Like roots choking the soil. What about others? I asked. Men like him always have history. She raised a brow. Smart. We'll dig. Meanwhile, I dug too from my bed. Emailing old contacts. Scouring public records. Michael helped. His software engineer skills pulling threads. First hit, Karen Ellis. Richard's ex from before mom. Found her on Facebook. Now a teacher in Portland. He was Prince Charming at first, she said over Zoom. Voice steady, but eyes haunted. Then the control locked me out of accounts. Spread lies at work. Ended when he shoved me into a wall. I fled with bruises and $500 stashed in my glove box. She'd reported it, report buried. But it existed. Then Lisa Torres, a former coworker at the credit union, rejected his advances. And he made my life hell. Rumors. Sabotage. Cornered me once. Said I'd pay for the disrespect. She had emails. Voicemails saved like scars. The bombshell, his first wife. Joanne Reed. Tracked to California. Remarried. Kids. New name. Gaslit me into thinking I was crazy, she confessed. Hid my keys. Blamed me, bruised me. Said I fell. Therapy saved me. Medical files. Journals from the 90s, patterns matching ours. While Larson built the case. I formed a network, private chats with these women. Sharing war stories. Resources. Karen drove up for a deposition. Lisa testified remotely. Even Richard's estranged brother, Tom Hayes, reached out. He's been a bully since we were kids, tormented our folks. Stole from them. I'll speak up. Family turning? That stung him deepest. Richard fought dirty. His lawyer, Victor Kane Slick, expensive, subpoenaed my therapy notes. Painted me as unstable, a vengeful daughter resenting her mom's happiness. Anonymous smears hit my social work agency's reviews. Emotional wreck, avoid. My car vandalized. But I'd learned his game. Documented it all. Turned it back on him. The PI uncovered more, old restraining orders. A juvie record unsealed, assaults from high school. This wasn't one night, it was decades of wreckage. 2 months post-attack. I confronted mom at their house, the one I'd fled. She opened the door. Shocked. I'm testifying everything I said. The bruises. The threats. All of it. He'll rot in prison. Join me. Or don't, but he's done. She whispered. He's all I have. No. He's all you've let yourself have. I walked away. Her silhouette in the doorway a ghost of missed chances. The trial was a pressure cooker. Simmering tension boiling over. I took the stand first. Voice steady, the break-in. The assault. Mom's silence. Kane cross-examined like a viper. You've been medicated for depression, unreliable witness? Caused by his abuse, I fired back. The audio played, my screams. His snarls. Her nothing. Faces in the jury hardened. The women followed, Karen. Lisa. Joanne, threads weaving a noose. Tom sealed it. He's a predator. Always has been. Day 4, defense called Susan Hayes. She took the oath. Trembling. Eyes darting to Richard. Then me. Kane cooed, describe your loving marriage. Silence stretched. Then, I can't. Whispers rippled. He's hurt me for years controlled. Hit. Threatened. The dam broke, finances locked. Friends cut off. Bruises concealed. Richard exploded, lying whore. After I gave you everything. He lunged at a bailiff, assault in court. Chaos. Mom finished. Voice raw, I forgot I was strong. Emily tried to show me. But fear won until now. Jury out 2 hours. Guilty, all counts. 15 years. As cuffs clicked. He glared. But we ignored him, Mom and I side by side. A fragile bridge forming. Outside. Rain slicked the steps. Coffee? She asked. I nodded. In the diner. Over bitter brews. Truth spilled, her guilt. My rage. I lost you when I chose him. Start fixing it now, therapy. Independence. She nodded. It wasn't absolution, but a crack in the wall. 6 months on. She sold the house. Got a library job. Joined groups. Michael proposed in our rebuilt apartment. I said yes. Surrounded by my survivor sisters. Mom wasn't there yet. A year later. Monthly dinners began awkward. Honest. Richard died in year 4, stroke. Mom called, free. Truly. We didn't mourn. 5 years post-trial. I published on abuse cycles, awards followed. Helping others. Mom and I, we're mending. One careful step at a time. Scars ache in the rain. But we're alive. Choosing light over his shadow. Revenge wasn't just his fall, it was our rise. Paid in pain. Forged in silence, broken.